lot of rap fans don't know how deadly the streets in Toronto really get, but today we're breaking down the brutal story behind why NHS JJ got murdered and dissed by ops all over the city. NHS JJ came up on the south side of Jane and Finch in Toronto. Back in the day, there were 3 project buildings that were all connected, so everyone started calling the hood Connections. NHS JJ was always around violence because the ops were just a couple blocks away. JJ and his homies had beef with dudes on the north side of Jane and Finch, aka Uptown, and they all lived just a few minutes away from each other. Jane and Finch is one of the poorest neighborhoods in Toronto, and everyone jumps off the porch at a young age. Jane and Finch has the highest rate of youth crime in Toronto, and NHS JJ allegedly got active in the trenches when he was still a kid. When JJ was a teenager, he linked up with his homies and started a rap crew called Never Had Shit, aka NHS, but it took him a few years before he started popping off in the drill scene. Most of the NHS crew ended up dead or in prison, but we've got to cover the come up before we dive into the brutal fall off. Before the government tore the projects down, Connections was one of the most notorious spots in the city. Connections already had a bad reputation back in the day, but it was even worse when JJ and his homies were coming up there. Back in 2013, a dude named Ricky Dunkley was shot and killed in Brampton by a dude from Southside Jane and Finch named Rico Gale. Later that same day, Ricky Dunkley's homies slid on Southside and allegedly killed a dude from Connections named Skinny Tony. Rico Gale was from the lane though, and not Connections. Connections didn't have anything to do with the situation, but after Skinny Tony got killed, Connections linked up with the lane and have been beefing with their ops Uptown ever since. It's not clear if NHS JJ was tight with Skinny Tony or not, but JJ's homie Doovie was close with him, and on the track Clear the Spot, Doovie raps, "Double back, that shit for Skinny. I don't know if many really hear me. Stuff the clip, yeah, slide too. Project baby, run the streets up on my own." The murders of Ricky Dunkley and Skinny Tony sparked a crazy wave of violence, and the lane took 2 more losses when O'Shea and Kwame were both shot and killed. Around the same time the streets were heating up, JJ, Lil BK, Kenzo, Doovie, and some other homies linked up and created NHS. Doovie and Lil BK had already been dropping music on SoundCloud and YouTube, but they all wanted to take over the game together. NHS wasn't just a rap crew though, and in 2018, they allegedly stood on the ops and killed a dude named YB. YB was allegedly affiliated with Mount Olive and Uptown, and another Mount Olive affiliate got hit up during the same shooting but survived. One of the biggest rappers from Uptown was a dude named Houdini. Houdini was popping off like crazy in the booth, but he had real drama in the streets, and in 2019, NHS allegedly killed one of his homies. The rumors haven't been confirmed, but some sources claim that NHS got Houdini's location and tried to slide on him. They shot up a whip they thought Houdini was in, but instead they killed his homie Lil D. Rumors said that NHS was behind the hit, and NHS Lil BK pretty much confirmed it on the track Young Forever when he rapped, "Lil D, he in the ditch. Supposed to be Houdini. Shit. First stick I bought nigga was an XD 5th. We get in, hit, spin, we in the bin." NHS was taking losses too though. JJ's homie Germs allegedly tried to rob a weed dealer, but the situation went left and Germs got killed. Top 5 is a rapper from Toronto who has ties to Drake, but he's been beefing with NHS for years and clowned JJ after Germs got killed. JJ and the rest of NHS were beefing with Houdini at the same time, and in May 2020, Houdini was ran down in broad daylight and killed. Houdini was out shopping in downtown Toronto when some shooters popped out and killed him. Houdini tried to run away, but he got hit up several times and fell down, and by the time he got taken to the hospital, it was already too late to save him. Houdini had ties to big artists like Tory Lanez, Meek Mill, and way more, and his death shocked the whole city. The story was about to get even more brutal after he died though. A couple weeks after Houdini died, a vigil was being held for him. A lot of people showed up to pay respect, but Houdini's ops pulled up too. While Houdini's friends and family were trying to honor him, some shooters hopped out of their whip and started busting into the crowd. Houdini's homies Burner Bands and JD shot back, but luckily nobody got killed. Nobody was ever booked for pulling the trigger on Houdini, and there are a lot of different theories about what went down. Some people claim that JJ's homie Lil BK was involved with the Houdini hit. A few months after Houdini died, Lil BK and NHS Kenzo dropped the track Run the Streets and allegedly dissed Houdini. Houdini tried to run from the shooters who killed him, and rumors say Lil BK dissed him when he raps, "Who run the streets? We them young South niggas that'll lift you off your feet." When the shooters popped out to kill Houdini, one of Houdini's homies allegedly tried to bust back and his gun jammed. Kenzo allegedly rapped about it on the track and said, "They say they 3 up. We'll hug these 3s and go play defense. Homie dropped his fish and chips, couldn't shoot back, didn't have a chance. Nigga shoot his video. I hope the Draco don't jam." Rumors say that NHS killed Lil D and YB. Kenzo also dissed them in raps, "And I'm smoking Lil D and the Grabbers YB. Tell the ops come find me. Under the 10 come try me." While NHS was going to war with the ops Uptown, JJ was really starting to pop off in the rap game. JJ had made some noise when he dropped the track Trap Life back in 2018, where he raps about wanting to make it out of the hood and said, "I ain't like these niggas, cause they hate. Some soda in the flowers, bake a cake. I just wanna buy a big estate and move all of my brothers out the jam." The track had JJ's name buzzing in Toronto, but then he hit a roadblock and got booked on drug charges. The cops raided his spot and found over $20K in cash, plus a bunch of fentanyl, cocaine, and oxycodone. JJ had to sit down for a year, but he hopped right back in the booth in 2019 and popped off again with the track Rapid. JJ raps about the cops taking his money and said, "Hey, young nigga smart, I barely went to school. Police locked me up, I ain't gonna have a clue. I've been fucking bitches since I was a youth. Took me 20 bands, you ain't touched two." And on the same track, JJ talks about how his mom died and made him turn up in the streets and raps, "I don't trust people, so I bought a new stick. Don't love these bitches, they'll turn you lunatic. I'm on the road, yeah I need to get rich. Losing my mom only made me not give a shit. All these niggas talking foolishness. Shoot him, I'ma aim right for his lips." JJ kept the momentum up in 2020 and dropped his first album in June. Then a couple months later, he dropped his second album, and it was looking like he was gonna be the next rapper from Toronto to make it big. But what most fans didn't know is that JJ and his homies were still going to war with the ops, and that's why everyone was shocked when JJ got brutally murdered right after his second album dropped. JJ was at an Airbnb in Beamsville, which is about an hour away from Toronto. Most rappers who get killed die in their hometown, and that's what made JJ's murder even crazier. The ops didn't just slide through his hood and catch him lacking. Somehow they got his location and planned the hit out. Some people think JJ got set up by a woman who dropped his location to the ops, but nobody really knows how it went down. But there's a real creepy video that came out and proved JJ was being watched before he died. Somebody got into the house where JJ was staying and killed him with a headshot, and some sources claim that the ops shot him in the head 10 or 11 times, but that hasn't been confirmed. What makes the situation even crazier is that someone allegedly put a bag on JJ's head, and he had just recorded a track with Kenzo called Dead Friends and rapped, "Niggas they talk that shit, put money on my head. When I catch him with my stick, I'ma leave him dead. Hollows, it rip his skin. Watch that boy just shred." Nobody was ever booked for pulling the trigger on JJ, but his ops from Uptown started dissing as soon as the news broke. Then JJ's homie Doovie clapped back and trolled him by playing tracks from Houdini. A lot of people think that JJ getting killed was get back for Houdini's death, but other sources claim that it had something to do with a rapper named Thoroughbred. Thoroughbred is a rapper from Wick Block who's been a big name in the Toronto rap scene for years. Wick Block was cool with a lot of crews on the south side of Jane and Finch, but that changed when Wick Block started rocking with their ops in Uptown. Before JJ got killed, rumors say that he tried to get Thoroughbred lined up and killed. Nobody knows what really went down, but some people claim that Thoroughbred got shot out while he was with his daughter. Thoroughbred didn't get hit, but he allegedly found out that Jay was involved with it, and people claim that Thoroughbred is the one who put a bag on JJ's head. But on the track Against the Family, Thoroughbred rapped about the situation and said, "These niggas bitches, they ain't on no heavy shit. They threw 60 shots and missed. Call him Missy Elliott. But they ain't missed the message. He got split a year later. Try to say I put up paper, I say karma is a bitch. She came and let them killers in." Then Thoroughbred claimed that JJ got backdoored by his own people and rapped, "Guess they ain't learned to close that back door. Took a heavy loss. I'm just trying to trap more." Thoroughbred was never officially wrapped up in the case, but now he's fighting another murder that went down in Miami and might never make it back to Toronto. Before JJ got killed, NHS was going up in the rap game, but their falloff was brutal. A couple weeks after JJ died, his homie Lil BK got booked for going on a massive shooting spree. The shootings went down before JJ was killed, but Lil BK had been on the run for a little while. According to court documents, Lil BK slid on the ops in Driftwood and started shooting. Nobody got hit then, and Lil BK wasn't finished yet. About an hour later, Lil BK and his homie slid on someone else, and Lil BK hit up an op. The dude made it to the hospital and survived, but the next guy wasn't as lucky. An hour after he shot one op, Lil BK killed a dude named Anthony Martin and hit another dude who survived. Lil BK tried to do the race for a little while, but then he turned himself in and got booked for second-degree murder. The ops weren't just gonna let NHS get away with it though, and they clapped back and shot JJ's homie Doovie. Those shootings all went down before JJ was killed, and the situation only got worse after he died. In July 2021, Kenzo was at his son's birthday party in Rexdale. According to some sources, Kenzo's baby mama brought her new man to the party, and that's when the situation went left. Kenzo's baby mama was dating a dude named DeMar, who was Kenzo's op. Kenzo and DeMar got into an argument at the party. Then Kenzo upped his strap and started shooting. DeMar and his homies busted back, and 3 innocent people got caught up in the situation. Kenzo grazed his own son's head with a bullet, but luckily nobody died. Kenzo knew he was cooked though and tried to do the race, but it didn't take the cops long to track him down. The jury found Kenzo guilty, and he got hit with an 11-year sentence, but he was only the first NHS affiliate who got taken down by the cops. Lil BK ended up pleading guilty for the shooting spree, but he got off pretty light because he was still a juvenile when it went down. The prosecutors wanted to try him as an adult, but luckily for Lil BK, the judge made the prosecutors try him as a juvenile instead. So even though Lil BK admitted to going on the deadly shooting spree, he only got hit with a 6-year sentence. JJ's homie Doovie went down for killing someone too. In 2022, two of Doovie's homies were fighting. Osman Bangura was throwing hands with another dude, and during the fight his gun fell out of his waistband. The dude he was fighting picked up the gun and ran away, but then Osman Bangura chased him down and they started fighting again. Then while Osman Bangura and the other dude were both on the ground, Doovie upped his strap and killed Osman Bangura. There's a lot of rumors about why Doovie shot Osman. Some sources claim that Osman was an OG in connections and is responsible for getting JJ backdoored, and other rumors say that he tried to snatch Doovie's chain. Doovie ended up getting hit with a 6-year sentence after he pleaded guilty to manslaughter. Some people claim that Osman Bangura and Doovie used to be really tight and fell out over something, but nobody on the outside knows the full story. NHS JJ and his homies had the potential to make it out of the trenches, but instead they stayed in the streets, and now all the biggest names in NHS are dead or in prison.